talked about graphing these last time. You should have these graphed in your notes. Now we're going to talk about the domain and range. Remember, domain is across horizontally, range is up and down. Remember that? So here we're going to look and see, what are my possible x values? Well, these are all negative, right? All the way down to infinity. It keeps going and going and going and going. And these are all negative, or these are all positive x values, right? So aren't all my x values accounted for? So what do you think your domain is? If all of my, yes, all real numbers, thanks. All real numbers, so you can write all real numbers. Or you can do this little R thing. That means all real numbers. Okay. So here, my range, up and down, right? So here, if I'm looking at this line, it's 1 or less. Yes? 1 or less for my y's, right? Here, it's not including 0, but less than 0, right? So we have two possible things. We're saying it's y is less than or equal to 1, right? Or y is less than 0. Do you understand that? Now, can I take care of both of these with just one of them? If I say y is less than or equal to 1, isn't it also less than 0? So I don't need this one. Does that make sense? You understand what I mean? So y is less than or equal to 1. Alright, so what's my domain here? All real, because if you look, all the negative x's are accounted for here. All the positive x's are accounted for here, right, because of those arrows. So it's all real numbers. Now my range is up and down. This one's a little bit different. Yes?
I know you're probably just going to things around, but would you have to have two because the one?
Exactly. That's exactly it. And that's what you want to remember. Your range, you're going to have 2 because they're going different ways. You only had to have 1 here because they're going the same way, both way down. So, perfect. So, here you have one that says y is less than negative 2, right? So y is less than negative 2. Yeah, or y is greater than or equal to 0. Perfect. Does that make sense? Because one of them is going from negative infinity to negative 2, so any negative 2, not negative 2, the open. So anything less than negative 2, or anything including 0, greater than 0. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions about that? That's near to explain than I thought. Here we go. Now last time we were dealing with zeros, so we just graphed the lines and then erased, right? We're going to still do that, but we notice that we have 3's here instead of 0. So we have to find what point we get when we plug in 3. So we're going to plug in f of 3 to the first one. And what do we get? If I plug it into the first one, negative 3. Am I going to have an open circle there or a closed circle there? Open, right. So it's going to be open. So I have an open circle, and it's at the point 3, negative 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to graph that point, 3, negative 3. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, open. So I graphed the point 3, negative 3. And now what I want to do is I want to just interpret the slope. The slope says go down 1 and to the right 1, right? So down 1 to the right 1. Now it wants to be less than, you want to be less than 3, right? So here, let's see. So down 1 to the right 1. That'll give me, if I do this, that'll give me values that are greater than 3, right? So I don't want that. up 1 to the left one. Yeah, you're really getting this, Jenna. Up 1 to the left one, so I'm going to erase this. So that means that the line's going to look like that. Does that make sense? Okay. So now we have to graph the other one. So find f of 3 again. What is f of 3 when you plug that in? 7. So 3, 7. Is that going to be open or closed?
Close.
Yeah, it's going to be closed at 3, 7. So we're going to find 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, and then up 7, which is somewhere up here. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing. The slope says go up 1 into the right one or down 1 into the left one, right? So I know I'm a little off here. So down 1 to the left. Now, you have to, it says it wants your y, or it wants your x's to be greater than 3. So is it going to go this way? No. It's going to go the other way, right? Okay. Does that make sense? Okay, so does that really make sense?
Yeah.
Wow, it's doing better than you than I did the first time. With my poor algebra one, it's never. Okay. Cool. Domain and range.
Bless you.
Okay. Domain is going to be all real numbers still, right? And we're accounting for all of our numbers. The 3, and then we also include 3, so 3 is still in it. So it's still all real numbers. So my domain here is all reals. Okay, they're going the same way, so that means you're just going to need one of them. So I have y is, this red one is, y is greater than negative 3, and y is greater than 7, or 4. I should have started, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at like that. That's what it looks like. It should start, yeah, because you have a y-intercept at 4. So I didn't really draw it all the way. Would it be greater than or equal to 4? It would be, yes, it would be greater than or equal to 4. Okay. Wait a minute, 0, 4. I told you I was right the first time. That doesn't make sense because, okay, yeah, I was right the first time. This doesn't make sense because I was just thinking about graphing the line in general, but we can't include 0, 4 because x can't be 0. It has to be greater than 3, right? So that's right. So here, so I have y is greater than, what did I say, 7? Yeah, 7. So if this is true, then y is just greater, so if they're going the same direction, what's it going to be?
Negative 3 is...
No, just y is greater than negative 3, right? Do you understand that?
Did you just use the lower one?
Yeah, because if it's greater than negative 3, that's going to include 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 and 11 and 12. Does that make sense? And do you understand why I didn't just plot 4 here for the y-intercept? I didn't plot 4 there because I had to start at whatever the 3 value was. When I put in 3, so 3, 7 was my starting point. Yeah, and we can't have 0 because x has to be greater than 3. Okay, cool. One more thing and we're done. Okay, so to go backwards, this is all we do. We look at one line at a time. We find what our slope and y-intercept is. So what's our y-intercept here for this line? 3, right. So 3 is my y-intercept. What's my slope? What's my slope? Just pick a point. Up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. What's my slope?
1,
1. Yeah. My slope is 1. So all you're going to do is just write the equation of the line. Y equals x plus 3. And then you're going to write the restriction. If x is, well, what does it say about all my x's? What are all my x's here?
Less than.
Yeah, less than. Yeah, they're all negative. They're less than 0, right? What's that first one? Does that make sense? Because if you look here, all the x's are less than 0, not including 0, because that's open. And then you do the same thing for the other one. What's your y-intercept for this one? What's your y-intercept here? Other than Jenna? -1, right. So -1 is your y-intercept, so I'll do that on a different color. E equals -1. What's your slope? Up 1, 2, over to the right 1, so 2. Not 1/2, 2. So you still write y equals -x plus 2, but now you put the if. If what? What do you think? If x is, what are all your x values here? Someone other than Jenna. What are all your x values?
Greater than 1 or greater than 2.
Greater than or equal to 0, because of the first. I feel like 2 people in here get it. Do the rest of you understand what I just did? Okay. All I'm doing is I'm looking at my x values. Just following the line. Looking at the x-axis. Okay. That's it. I'm going to give you a worksheet. You should be able to finish it so you don't have to work over the weekend. It is essential that you work on this worksheet because it's so hard. And I want to be here to help you. So you may work with each other. In fact, you may do this worksheet in partners as long as you're both working on it, put both of your names on it as well. Note on here, I was having a little bit of dyslexia. Okay, this is, your slope is 2, your y-intercept is -1. So this should have been switched around. So this should say y equals 2x minus 1.